So yeah, that could have been prevented if I just had better, not security, but just better protections for them. Okay, this is relevant because I'm about to use it, but I want to know more about De La Tanks and how you formulated it. So De La Tanks was and is one of my proudest creations. It is a soil that I made in conjunction with a company called Tanks Green Stuff in Tucson, Arizona. They ship all over the country, all over the continental US, I should say. I'm cutting off all these brown tips, by the way. It's gonna make the plant look kind of ugly, but I feel like the brown tips are worse, and the plant will repopulate all of its new leaves soon enough, and these tips that are cut off, you won't really notice them anymore. De La Tanks started off as a soil product that I mixed myself. So I told them, like, I honestly don't remember the conversation that started it, but I do believe that we met up to film a soil video, and then we were like, wait, should we collaborate? And it went from there, I believe. It was a really fun process, and basically I told Shota, who is my main contact there, I told him, this is my mix that I do. And so Shota knows so much about soil, like so much. So he was really helpful in identifying the specific ingredients that I was using and finding a better product, like a more elevated version. I was using orchid bark, and orchid bark turned into cocoa chips. And I was using pumice already. I loved pumice more. I liked pumice more than perlite, but I wasn't using the big chunky pumice. So you can see in De La Tanks, let me find a good piece. De La Tanks has big chunky pumice like this, which isn't exactly common, and they do sell their pumice separately. So if you do still want to mix your own soil, like, that's fine. They sell all of these ingredients for De La Tanks separately. Anyway, so the smaller pumice that I was using turned into the bigger pumice, and then I was using just like, I don't even know what soil, just like a regular potting soil, like maybe a cactus mix or like a Miracle Grow type of thing, and like a basic potting soil, and then I would mix all those ingredients together. So we swapped out the potting mix for their organic compost, which is certified organic. It's really, really nice. And I got to tour their facility where they make it. And I have a lot of videos on my channel, like going to their facilities and seeing all of these things. It's such a cool process to see soil being made. And then from there, we came up with the recipe, more or less, like the consistent ratio, because when I mixed my own soil, I would basically do this ratio that we decided, but it was kind of random every time. So having it like in a formulaic system makes the soil the same every single time. And anyway, from there, Shota worked with the artist that Tanks Green Stuff normally works with for the art on the label, which I love. I think it's so cool, and it matches with their branding, and I feel like it matches with mine as well. Like I said, it's one of the products and things that I've made in this whole career in plants that I'm the most proud of. Like, I think it's so cool that I did that, and that it's such a great product that holds up. And obviously this isn't an ad, but if you wanted to check it out, I would highly suggest it. It changed my life, you know, like, I know that I made it, but at the same time, if I wasn't the one that made it, someone would have, and I would have bought it. So I'm glad that it was me and Shota. We did it together. So yeah, I highly suggest it. I'll leave a link down below so that you can see on their website all of the retailers, because there's quite a few in Arizona, and then a couple like smattered around the rest of the country. Okay, this plant, I was going to repot it, but I don't have a pot that would be suitable. So, sorry, my head is so itchy in this wool beret, but my hair is very dirty and it's cold, so I'm wearing a beret. Anyway, I'm gonna top up the soil because it definitely needs that. But this pot broke in the move. This is one of the things I was mentioning, like put something between your pots, like even if it's like towels from your house, like just wrap your pots in the towels. You can obviously wash them. It's not a big deal if they get a little dirty. But this pot is like one of my favorite pots in my collection, and it's broken now, and I'm really sad about it. I was going to pot it in something else and just like get rid of this pot because I just don't like the way that it looks when it's broken, but I don't have a suitable replacement, so I'll be on the hunt for that. But as I was looking at this plant, I thought that it had mealybugs because there's like white stuff all over it, and there's also like really fine webbing, so there's something going on. Like, I think there's a pest here. So I'm just gonna wipe it down and hope for the best. I mean, ficus are definitely prone to things like spider mites. So I wouldn't be shocked if it had spider mites. I don't know. It's not really acting like it has spider mites besides a couple leaves looking a little bit bad. But I'm pretty sure that it does. I guess I didn't show it to you. Here's the after of the redo on this plant. To be honest, it looks pretty bad, but it looked worse before. So now it's just going to be on its recovery journey. And I'm going to tell my husband's coworker to water it like once a month, maybe every 3 weeks, because it might have been getting too much water, but there also was barely any soil in the pot. So it definitely needed a repot. So I gave it a pretty good size up on pots. So hopefully it'll be good for a while. Do you have any words for 2025? Yes, I do. My word for 2025 is stability. And I'm just using Dawn Power Wash. It's a little, I don't know if I really should, but I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna shower it off to take off the soap. But I usually use some version of like Dawn to some degree in all of my pest management. So this is Dawn that's kind of watered down with other things and it should be fine. But anyway, I am gonna shower it off because it can be a little harsh sometimes. So anyway, my word is stability, and that really goes into like the whole corporate job thing. So there was some questions like why I did it and what's the industry. So I'm just gonna tell you as much as I want to, because I'm not gonna like dox myself here, but I'll tell you a little bit about it because obviously I share my life online and I don't mind. It's kind of exciting. So the reason that I needed to get a job, well, why does anybody get a job? Okay, well, we'll get that out of the way first. Social media is a very volatile career and you're really operating at the whim of the algorithm and how good you are at selling things. And there's just parts of that I don't love. I don't like having my channel and the things that I do feel like I'm just selling something 24/7. Also, that is kind of how you make money doing this because YouTube does pay you for your views, but it's really like cents. So it's not a ton. It definitely could be a good living if you're making like a lot of views. Not to get in the nitty gritty about money, but why does anybody get a job? Okay, so there's that. Number two, we moved, we have a child, and there's just more responsibility in life now. And I am a person who likes to travel. I'm a person who likes to have my things. Of course, I'm willing to make sacrifices and all of that, but there comes a point where you have to just decide for yourself what you're willing to give up and what you're not. And there were just some things that we're not willing to give up. So we had to pivot the career plans. I want to make it very clear that I have no plans of stopping YouTube because ultimately this is my dream job. And whether I have to kind of scale it back to passion project for now and come back to it later, like that's okay. I can do that. I have done it before. I have worked a traditional job before while doing my YouTube channel. And it wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but also there's a certain amount of freedom you have when you know that your channel is not income driven. Like you don't stress as much when a video doesn't do well and you're not always thinking about how you can like perfectly integrate this brand and like all of these things. Like there's just so much less pressure to perform the way that the algorithm wants you to, and then you can just do what feels good to you. So to some degree, I am still working with the algorithm because I don't want to be doing this for nothing. But at the same time, moving this back to passion project gives me that creative freedom to post the videos that I want to post and not necessarily the videos that YouTube wants me to post or the algorithm. Because a lot of the videos that I really enjoy making are not the ones that go really viral and get really big. I am aware that no matter, how much I don't want it to change, ultimately my channel is going to change just with my life changing, but I hope that it isn't noticeable, at least in the frequency at which I show up. So that is just going to require me being more mindful about scheduling myself, basically just all the executive functioning things that I do struggle with. I have ADHD, I'm sure you guys know this. So it's gonna be a challenge for me for sure. And I'm up for the challenge. I haven't, I don't know, I've changed careers twice